You wake upon the shores of an inky expanse, the sea of ink. In the dark ahead of you, a speck blinks a light and pulses as you move deeper into the void. The glowing mote of light blinks more brightly with your approach. As you reach to touch it, it inscribes strange glyphs into the air, some unknown language. Embrace the light? The light begins to surge, growing brighter and brighter until all you can see is light. And then, gone. A moment later, it blinks a light by your side, bound to you.
Maybe this is the one, Nib.
Ben, the poor soul is a needless. You know as well as I that they are unable to speak or to bind.
But they found a new quill. Author knows they don't like those needless very much, so something has to be going on.
That makes no sense. These stories have been fading long before more quills started showing up. Best leave the needless to fall right back into the sea where they came.
Aw, why don't we at least let them choose their aspect and forms first? It'd be a shame to not even see what they choose to be.
Hello! Today I have a special video for you. We will be taking a look at the technical test for a new game called Inkbound. This game is a little bit different from the types of games that I usually play on this channel. However, I hope it will be interesting nonetheless. While I am playing a little bit around in the character creator in this game, to get started, I will explain a little bit about the background of the game. Then, in a little bit, we will get into the meat of the game. If you want to skip right ahead to the gameplay itself, it should be about 14 minutes into the video. However, then you will miss out on a lot of great narration and a little bit of the background story of the game. So skip ahead at your own risk. And for the rest of you, I will explain a little bit about the game. Inkbound is a online co-op game, which you can play with up to 3 of your friends. It is a bit difficult to compare it to other games that are already available. It is a bit of a unique game. I suppose you could say it borrows from games such as Risk of Rain, if you are familiar with it, but also other completely different games such as Slay the Spire. The way that it works in practice is that you fight yourself through a story which contains several battles with several waves of enemies each. You'll get to see what I am talking about a little bit later. And along the way, your character will grow more powerful through leveling up abilities, as well as through picking up different pieces of equipment. As well as playing together with your friends, you can also play by yourself a solo run. I have been doing a few solo runs myself. Actually, there is a secret. I have been playing this game from before the technical test started. For a while now, I have had the opportunity to playtest the game and give some feedback directly to the developer. Oh, and I almost forgot to say, the developer of this game, an indie studio called Shiny Shoe. If that doesn't sound familiar to you, I do not blame you. They do not have a very large portfolio of games, but a game that they did work on and which I played a lot and which is actually one of my favorite games of all time. It is called Monster Train, a card game. This game also is similar to, I suppose, Slay the Spire. So, the developer has some familiarity with developing roguelike games. And Monster Train was such a great game that I became immediately interested with checking out their new title, Inkbound. For this playtest, I would like to record a bit of footage while it is running. And it is also open to the public now, so if you are watching this video right as it has been released, you still have the opportunity to try the game for yourself. And if you happen to be a little bit late to this video, then don't worry. Inkbound is planned for release in 2023, and the development has been going very rapidly. In only the few months that I have been testing the game, it has gone from basically a construction site and into the state which it is in today, which is very much playable, and I hope you will enjoy watching it as well. I will try to go a little bit slow in this run, so that the mechanics of the game hopefully will make a little bit more sense to the people who are not familiar with this game or games such as this from before. And if you have any questions about the game, you could ask me in the comments and I will try to answer to the best of my ability. I am not a developer, but I have had the privilege to test the game, although I can only talk about the content in this technical test which is open to the public right now. Now I shall try to wrap it up, because I'm sure it's getting boring hearing me only talking over this footage from the character creator. However, I need to give my character a little bit of character, huh? Get it? Sorry, that's awful. Alright, please enjoy the video.
Looks like you're not dead yet, so that's a good sign. And the form you chose, it's wonderful.
Yes, and you've bound a quill. Quite unusual. It seems the ink has plans for you.
Oh, yes it does! You've already performed bindings and everything! Quite the spectacle it was!
Yes, a needless and a binder. Well, the Guardian of the Void ahead will not be as kind. Should you defeat it, perhaps you and your quill truly are fated for something grander than the sea.
Or not!
It seems you're a binder of some strength. Though, you will continue to find these anomalies spread throughout our worlds.
They're taking all the ink away from us! Bad little unraveled, if you ask me!
And threatening our stories, our very existence.
But enough from us! Time for you to jump back up to the atheneum and get out of this dank old place!
The atheneum is no place for us. But this will not be our last encounter. The ink is not yet finished with you, Needless. Your form is young and still without purpose. But trust in your quill, and you may just find it.
You appear inside a cavernous hall, packed with emptiness, but full of stories. A massive clock of books and gears looms above the expanse, tick, tick, ticking away. From the countless black depths, damp breezes moan to life and stir the pages strewn about the rubble. Your quill urges you deeper into the cavernous space.
Arthur be damned, another one. All you needless just traipse in here, still damp from the sea from which you crawled. I thought that surely the Inkbound had created you with more sense than that, yet you all continue to surprise me. Well, you're in the atheneum now, Needless. And no binder worth their words is going to give you unfettered access to our stories without a proper approving. A short dive into the inkwell should give us a good idea of you. And at the very least, knock a little sense into that empty head. Try not to drown too quickly.
You hear muffled words and papers shuffling from behind the massive door. But when you reach to enter, the handle remains still, and the door holds firm. The shelves are lined with books of all sizes and materials. Gilded leather tomes stamped with dry facts of history. Feathery parchments filled with flowery script, poetry ready to evaporate with a stiff breath. But all of them share the same sickness. Their pages are fading, the words within them becoming shadows of a memory of a story. The source of the ticking, a giant wheel of books and gears which all paths lead to. The heart of the atheneum.
Don't you touch that bindery, Needless, or your next dive into the inkwell will be your last. If even one book shifts out of place, the worlds to which you travel might collapse entirely.
Not a heart, then. A brain.
Another Needless. Always a welcome sight to see another one of you running around our worlds. You are the ones doing the hard work, after all. Oh, the Inkbound is trying, I'm sure. But you are really the heart of the atheneum these days. Saving the worlds we wrote and everything. Oh, me? Well, you can call me the Scribe. But honestly, it's best you keep our meeting between us. Not that you could tell anyone even if you wanted to. Sorry.
The figure looks up at you, but with their face hidden behind a mask, it's hard to tell if they're human or quill. Yet you feel their eyes bore into you just the same.
Hello, hello. Anyone still there? Alright. Thank you so much for your time. I am thrilled that you took the time. I hope the technical test has piqued your interest a little bit in the game. I myself am a little bit invested in the development and curious how it will turn out in the end. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, if you happen to be watching this video right as it has been posted, then you may still have the chance to try this game out for yourself in the technical test. Or, if you didn't manage to catch the test this time, don't be sad, the game is right around the corner. As I mentioned before, I will try to record a little bit more footage of the game from the technical test. I have actually wanted to show footage of this game for a long time, but it was only now with the open technical test that we had the go-ahead. So in the coming days I will be posting more videos from the technical test and showing off a little bit more of the game. However, you won't get to listen to my handsome voice anymore, sadly. That is because I am just lazy with editing the videos. Please forgive me. And also, if the game did look interesting to you, I am sure the developers want me to tell you to wishlist the game on Steam. Oh, and tell all your friends, and so on, if you want to. Again, thank you so much for watching. There are so many great videos out there, and you chose to take the time to watch my video. I should be saying this at the end of every video I post, really, but anyway, have a great day.